Today I'm going to be replacing the Serpentine belt on my 2012 Ford Raptor. So there it is, 187,000 miles on the truck now, and I just replaced the belt. First time I've ever had to replace the belt, by the way. And the reason why is you see these little fibers showing off the edge. The belt's still in pretty decent shape. Doesn't have a lot of cracks on the belt. Pretty impressive, Ford engineers. Good job. So here I'm just trying to work out the path of the belt so I know how to put it all back together. It's a fairly long belt. It snakes around inside this engine compartment. So just showing the path for your reference, my reference later on. Like I said, it's a serpentine belt. It goes around everything. So I figured out pretty quickly that it would be easier to get this from underneath as it's a little more open. So, here we're coming around the crank, and then the next little 180 degree is the belt tensioner. We'll get into that a little later. Comes down here, goes around the air conditioner compressor, and then back up and through just an idler pulley here, back up to the top where the green arrow was, so then back over. Yeah, fairly simple routing, but this is the Ford diagram of it. It doesn't help a lot, although it gives you a basic shape. If you're interested, here's the belt number. So now this is looking at it from the top, and I've got my 1/2-inch ratchet in there, and I'm trying to articulate the belt tensioner so I can get the belt off of the pulleys. And I come to the conclusion that this would be simpler if I go at it from below. So here, I actually did get the belt loose, and I worked it loose from some of the pulleys, but then it kind of gets stuck over here by the tensioner because it has to run through a very small area around that idler pulley. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go underneath, pull the skid plate off, and work at it from that angle. So I had a couple of reasons for taking the skid plate off anyway. I'm going to change the front differential fluid. After I change this belt, the skid plate comes off. There's just a bunch of 15mm bolts. I think there's 8 of them total that hold this thing on. It's got this front plate, and then it's got a smaller plate that covers the diff and the oil pan back behind the front wheel axles. Interesting enough, this front plate is bigger by double the size of the back plate, but the front plate is made out of aluminum, so it's actually about half the weight because the rear plate's made out of steel. So here I'm working the new belt into around where the belt tensioner is at, and down around the air conditioner compressor, and getting it set up around the crank and all of that. And then I'm going to switch back to the top to hook the very top back up once I get there. Would be easier if there were 2 people, someone on top and someone on bottom, but it can be done by 1 person. So I do want to say that the belt tensioners they have on these modern cars are great. They maintain the right amount of belt tension through springs, and all you do is put your 1/2-inch ratchet in there, and you pull down, and the spring kind of releases, and you can get the belt off the tensioner or off one of the pulleys and pull it all out, and you just put it back the same way. These things are really nice, a whole lot nicer than the old-fashioned way of prying it over with the bar, each individual component, and getting the belt tension just right, or too much or too little, and getting squeaks. Now you can see by the top pulley I don't have the belt fully installed. I'm going to switch to the top, push down on this ratchet, and put the belt over that pulley, and I'm finished. And there you have it. Beautifully simple and easy. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day.